And girls, in chapter 4 there is a lot of rich content vocabulary, so we're going to dig right into it, and we're going to start out at the top where it says visualize it. Complete the flow map using the words of the check. So if we notice, boys and girls, the words of the check are hundredths, ones, product, and tenths. So for this particular activity, the flow map, we're only going to be able to take from those checked mark words, because that's what the directions say. So let's start here on the left-hand side of our flow map. It says 6 and 35 hundredths times 2. So it says multiply by the hundredths, because that's the first place that we're going to multiply by, boys and girls. So we're going to write hundredths down there. And then I'm just going to put another little check by that on the other side to note that I use that word already. Next it says multiply by the tenths, because that's the next column over. So I'm going to put a check by the tenths. And now it says, boys and girls, multiply by the ones, which is that 6 in that particular example. Now we're going to go down from our flow map. It says the blank is 12 and 70 hundredths. Boys and girls, we talked a lot about the word is. If we're a math detective, we know is means equal. So we know that the answer in multiplication is the product. So that would be the word that we're going to use here. And it says check for reasonableness. And you can see that first we're going to estimate. So we're going to estimate. We're going to multiply by the hundreds, the tenths, and the ones, and we get the product. So we're going to compare our product to our estimate. And in the middle, we're going to make sure it's reasonable. Now, boys and girls, we're going to start on the understanding the vocabulary. We're going to start with number 1 here. It says, it is the process used to find the total number of items in a given number of groups. Boys and girls, that would be multiplication. Two, it is a way to write a number that shows the value of each digit. Boys and girls, that is expanded form. Three, it is one of 100 equal parts. Well, boys and girls, we worked a lot with that in the last chapter, and we know that would be hundredths. And remember, that would visually be represented as 100th or 100th as a decimal. 4. This is the result when you multiply two numbers. When you multiply two numbers, boys and girls, you get the product. And lastly, it is the value of a digit in a number based on the location of the digit. This loops back to what we started with at the beginning of our 5th grade math, which is place value. So boys and girls, it's really important that you make note cards with this rich vocabulary content. And although decimal, ones, pattern, tenths, and thousands were not used, they were used in the previous activity and should still be a part of your note cards. Keep in mind that your mid-chapter checkpoint quiz will probably be asking you to demonstrate your understanding of this vocabulary.